Ellen.
Purposeful speaking. Speaking for a purpose, with a purpose. What does that mean? Maybe talking about something that matters. Too often, especially in our generation, people talk about bullshit, garbage. What's on the news, what TV shows, the reality TV shows, which are anything but, all types of garbage that really doesn't affect their life. The football games, who won, go Seahawks, woo, God bless America. It's all bullshit, and none of it matters. Does it matter if the Seahawks win? Does it affect my life? Maybe if I'm betting on the game, but otherwise, no. Why are they paid so much? Because they entertain us. Why is that such an emphasis in the world we live in today in the United States? If you go to other countries, there's not as much emphasis on occupying your mind. But there is in the United States. Why is that? You think about it? You ever stop to think about what it is that you think about throughout the day? What things you talk about? Do they matter? Do they actually guide your life and where you're going to end up? Because most of the time, if you really pay attention to it, you'll find that it doesn't apply to you at all. And it really doesn't matter. There's a very important person in my life who hasn't lived for a long time. He stood for liberty and freedoms, and he felt that they were things and ideals worth fighting for. Does anyone here know what despotism is? I know you do. Anybody else? No? Well, I feel we are very close to it. Despotism, according to Merriam-Webster Dictionary, is a system of government in which the ruler has unlimited power. How many of you felt that we should have invaded and started a undeclared war on the people of Iraq? Did we feel that it was logical and warranted? When, if it was truly decided that they had no weapons of mass destruction, when it was all said and done, then why were we there when that's what was told to us that we were there in the first place? For the prevention of terrorist acts. There's a very important man in history who influenced a lot of people, and he said, how fortunate for governments that the people they administer don't think. He also went on to say, the art of leadership consists in consolidating the attention of the people against a single adversary and taking care that nothing will split their attention from it. Does anybody know who this person is? And who was it?
Hitler.
It was Adolf Hitler. Thomas Jefferson has said that the strongest reason for the people to retain the right to keep and bear arms is as a last resort to protect themselves against tyranny in government. Laws that forbid the carrying of arms disarm only those who are neither inclined nor determined to commit crimes. Such laws make things worse for the assaulted and better for the assailants. They serve rather to encourage than to prevent homicides, and for an unarmed man may be attacked with greater confidence than an armed man. The beauty of the Second Amendment is that it will not be needed until they try to take it. Thomas Jefferson also goes on to say, what country can preserve its liberties if its rulers are not warned from time to time that their people preserve the spirit of resistance? John F. Kennedy wrote, conformity is the jailer of freedom and the enemy of growth. George Washington said, guard against the impostures of pretended patriotism. And Mohandas Gandhi said that a small body of determined spirits fired by an unquenchable faith in their mission can alter the course of history. I talked to you about this today because I listened to a internet news broadcast talking about gun control and how the Obama administration is absolutely for it and trying to implicate new laws that will further take away our liberties and freedoms and the right to bear arms. One of the first things that Hitler did when he came to power was to confiscate everyone's guns. If you have no way to defend yourself from a tyrannous government, then they will take control of your lives. Knowing your rights and knowing the law is your first defense against your rights and liberties being taken. Does anyone here know the first 5 amendments in the Bill of Rights? How about the first 3?
First one? Are you asking or not?
I'm asking.
The First Amendment gives us the right of free assembly, free speech, freedom of press, freedom of religion, and the right to petition the government for redress of grievances.
Exactly. So the First Amendment says that we have the right and freedom of speech and the right to freely assemble and to protest our grievances against our government. I have seen many newscasts about the Occupy movement that's going on right now all across our country, and have seen a lot of police brutality and things like that, and I wasn't there at that time to know whether it was warranted or not. However, I do know that some people's views on those crazy fanatics go a little extreme in saying that those people shouldn't be out there, and what right do they have to be doing that? Apparently those people don't know of their First Amendment rights.
Ellen, what did you do well in your speech?
I was boisterous and